I wonder if the buyer's remorse is starting to set in for the just over 30% of Australians who voted Labor in May. I know the election was a battle between a Liberal Party who had run out of puff and were bereft of fresh ideas, and a Labor Party who some would say had not learnt the lessons of the past Rudd-Gillard-Rudd-Shorten years. But nonetheless, they fell over the line. And I think many would agree their agenda is not unifying, but instead very divisive. The Albanese government needs to stop shooting on a million fronts. Not only have Australians been ambushed with symbolism and talk of nation-changing referendums, which were never discussed with the public prior to the election, we are now going to have, apparently, a Jobs and Skills Summit. It will be held next month in Canberra. This is the chance, they say, to reach a consensus on how to deal with the economic challenges facing Australians and provide fresh recommendations. But hang on, isn't this why we have a Treasurer and a whole Treasury Department? Is Labor meaning to say that after 9 years of sitting on the opposition benches, they don't have any immediate solutions to the economic problems we face? Families have been dealing with increasing cost of living pressures now for months. Motorists have been copping high petrol prices for months now. Businesses have been short-staffed and unable to find workers for months now. And yet the Prime Minister and his Treasurer, wanting to channel their inner Bob Hawke and Paul Keating, are telling us that we must wait until some summit next month before giving us the solutions. Can someone tell this lot that the economic turbulence isn't coming, it's already here? We need solutions today, not next month or the month after that. They are calling the Prime Minister Anthony Overseasie. It's a clever sobriquet because thus far, it's true. Quit the overseas travel and start addressing the problems here at home. The Prime Minister was just 11 weeks into the top job before taking a week off to go to Broome, where he was spotted kayaking, roaming art galleries and downing Sydney rock oysters on Cable Beach. What vinaigrette was on the oysters, Albo? Meanwhile, Australia's inflation rate is 6.1%, the highest recorded since 1990. Prices for food, fuel, insurance and everyday costs of living are on the up. Genuflecting to green energy and prematurely closing coal-fired power plants and pushing renewables onto the grid without implementing another reliable baseload power source like nuclear power has jacked up bills and shipped jobs offshore. And then we have the hangover from the ridiculous over-the-top government stimulus packages from the past 2 years, where people were basically paid to sit at home and watch Netflix. JobKeeper cost the taxpayer an eye-watering $25 billion. Who pays? It'll be my generation and beyond. And now we are roughly $1 trillion in debt. It's time for Labor to sober up, wake up and smell the coffee. These are the real economic issues we face now. We need solutions now, not a Jobs and Skills Summit, especially not a Jobs and Skills Summit, which will have a predetermined composition of 30% unions and employees. This is despite unions accounting for less than 10% of the private sector workforce.